Evening, Saturday evening, January 6th. And since I'm not in the Capitol riding to celebrate the anniversary or whatever, or protest the protest, I don't care. It don't matter. I'm here in Youngstown, Ohio this evening. Had a long day. Had an appointment at 9 to get the girlfriend's wheels aligned, front end aligned. I think I told you about that last week or the weekend before that they couldn't do it. Oh, that was the day after Christmas or the day after Christmas when they opened back up. So we took the car. I got new tires. They said they couldn't align it because of the wheel bearing. So I did a wheel bearing and a ball joint and finally made an appointment. So this morning we took it, dropped it off at 9 a.m. and we ran some errands. She needed some errands run. I needed some errands run. And they were able to align it. Then we went, I took her for one of her Christmas presents, massage at this massage therapy place. They couldn't get her in any sooner than today, so we took her there. We went to lunch, ate like pigs. I took her home and checked her car oil and stuff like that, and came back home and I ran upstairs and took a leak. And I looked at my bed as I walked past the bedroom, and I went in there and I said, oh, well, I laid across the bed and played on the phone a little bit and, dozed off. And this was probably like, I don't know, 1:45, 1:30-ish. I woke up after 4. So I went to Myers and did some shopping for groceries. So I got dinner for tonight I ate, and I got stuff for tomorrow for the crock pot. Ate dinner, then I decided, you know what, I'm going to run out to Ollie's and see if they've restocked in models at all. I don't know if my Ollie's is just plain done, because I keep seeing pictures online of other guys Ollie's restocking stuff, and I want to see if maybe they put some fresh stuff out, and nope. But I did pick up these camo colors. And I don't know if these are enamels or if these are lacquers. No idea. But they're marked $1.99, and I got 2 of them. I got the camo black and the camo gray, which is basically flat gray and flat black. Good for interiors and chassis parts. And at that price, I'm like, yeah, because these things are up to $7, $8, $9 in Hobby Lobbies and hobby shops or more. And so I went. That's all I got. So I went to the register and I rung up. I'm expecting it to be, hey, they're $2 a piece basically. I'm expecting, 4 something as a total, and it came out to, it was like 2 something. I was like, oh really? I think it's like 236. I was like, well, hell yeah, that's not bad. They must have had them on reduced price. So yeah, so I got those. And earlier today, let's get away from the hobby stuff. This came in. I got this because of Nas at Nostalgic. He turned me on to Diecast Creepo. So I went there, and they have some cool stuff. Unfortunately, a lot of it was out of stock, and so, or stuff I wasn't really into, or a little more than I wanted to spend. But I wanted to get something premium die-cast, and I wanted to patronize the Diecast Creepo. So I got this little VW T1 van, and Deuce just took some paper off the thing here. Let me see if I could open this somewhat neatly. Damn. They really make these hard to open. There's no tape there, is there? Nope. It's just... There we go. So, yeah, they had this in yellow and black, and they have it in this gray and red. And I decided to go with the gray and red. It doesn't seem to be at all numbered, like limited. There's no, but it is a nice case. Time Micro VWT1 pickup. So let's get out of here and take a closer look at it, because what good is it sealed in here? So let's get it out of the case. Yeah, you know what? Funny thing is, I'm still kind of tired. So I'm hoping that all the caffeine I've had today doesn't keep me awake later when it's bedtime. Because I like to crash out and get up early. I still got laundry to do. I didn't do it today because even if I would have been at the laundromat when they opened at 6:30, I barely would have had time. Because that's normally a half hour for a wash, another 45 minutes for drying, drive home, fold it, and then I had to take the girlfriend, for her alignment. So I'm like, that's not going to happen. First thing we're doing here is we're getting rid of this rubber band. Here we go. Because we all know what rubber bands can do to paint jobs. Oh, that's neat. Okay. I really thought Deuce, oh my God. And Deuce is still being major douche lately. I don't know quite what's with him. That takes the whole cover off. So your little surfboards are attached to it. It's got a spoiler. And I thought it was all molded together. And here it isn't. Let's get a focus on that. It appears to have lensed headlights with little trim rings. And I'm getting my fingerprints off it the best I can. It does have tiny separate mirrors. Yeah, like I said, they had it in yellow and black and gray and black. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Got some custom tail lights with a little reflector bar going in between them, which they don't have, and got a fairly detailed little chassis. And there's Deuce, going to have to get into everything. But yeah, that's pretty cool. You see it's customized too. It's got a little bit of a slope where, the factory thing is almost straight up. And then of course you got with flares. It's like a drift wagon type deal. I might go back and get the yellow and black version. It's very Moon Eyes inspired. But this has got the modern... I don't know if those are my fingerprints or their fingerprints, but yeah. But it's that nice modern dark gray color that so many people use now. Got some... Let's see if we can focus on those wheels. Come on. There we go. A little bit. Let's try it without the light. Light. Oh no, that's not going to do it all. Barely. So let's go back to light. There we go. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Does it roll? Let's find out. Yeah, doesn't roll half bad. If it was a real vehicle, an ant would be beheaded by the spoiler. But I think it's a cool little piece. Hasegawa has a 124 scale model kit of the T1 wagon like this. Might have to try to get one of those and do something like this. Maybe do a little custom, with the fender flares and lowering it and all that. It's a curbside kit. It doesn't have an engine or nothing, but yeah, see, it's a little stash box too, if you're into that. But yeah, that's my Time Micro. And here's the Collect Time Micro to share the joy. It's got like a grainy little texture to it. And it's a rather nice case. Of course, it's probably not going to... Oh, you know what? It won't roll too much because it's so low, it's getting stuck. It'll roll just a little bit either direction. Let's turn it this way. Let's see how much it rolls. It's getting caught on those little... Oh, now it's not getting caught. Oh, you know why? I think... Oh, the screw is still in there. That's why. I actually kind of like it that way, though. I may run that screw back in there and leave it that way. See if it'll stay in one of these holes without some kind of glue. Nah, probably not. But, yeah, see, it's not going to stay. But I'll save them. I might stick them back in here with a little bit of glue just so it, it doesn't roll back and forth. I mean, I'm going to put it in my display case, my curio cabinet anyhow, but That's not too bad if I keep it level. But yeah, there it goes. The little T1 bus. Like I said, I'm probably going to go back and I might just buy the yellow one now that I see this one. But yeah, Diecast Creepo. Head over there and give them some business. And I use nostalgic code. Saved me 15%, which came to like $4.29. Which was, hey, saving is saving. I don't care what you say. Okay, let's go back to the scale stuff. And let's get Deuce to remove himself a little bit. I don't think I listed or showed you guys this one. I picked this up in the hobby shop, I think last weekend. Is that Keanu Reeves? I don't know. Anyhow, I actually wanted to get the non-Targa version, the hardtop version. But like I said before in past things, no wonder I'm broke, I rarely go in there and come out empty-handed. I always feel like I gotta buy something. You know, whether it's just some decals and some paint, whether it's another kit. And I don't have any Porsches or Porsches or Porsche is or porches. I have a porch over here and a porch there and a porch there, but I don't have any four-wheel porches. But I picked up this one, and seems like a nice little kit. It says Revel. I think it's like Revel of Germany in this box or whatever. Or that's the American. And oh, yeah, see this kit comes US and Euro spec. It gives you two dashboards. But see, it's got the Revel of Germany decals. Instructions that are, you know, color. So I'm not sure if this is a true Revel from beginning to end, or if this is a Hasegawa or a, you know, part Tamiya or one of the other companies. Because a lot of this is not typical. For one thing, it's in 1/24th. So that's what makes me think it's not true Revel. They must begin with somebody else to make this. Revel, trademark, Germany. Yeah, see, we got all this. Revel, Hüttenschneiden, I don't know. No, sorry. You know, I speak English. I have no knowledge of foreign language except for spaghetti and tacos and stuff like that. You know, enchiladas and words like that. Other than that, though, I'm helpless when it comes to foreign stuff. But yeah, it's seems like be a nice little kit, nicely engineered. But there's the Bate. And yeah, they give you instructions and colors for everything. How to paint it all and where to paint it. And there's no chrome whatsoever in this kit. None. So for like the headlight reflectors, I'm definitely going to have to use some of the Tester's chrome paint on the back side of those and the back side of the markers and all that to get them reflective, or some bare metal foil, because otherwise they're just going to be kind of dull looking. There's like no chrome at all. It's all white plastic. And so I go in the hobby shop today, of course, because it's right across the street from the tire store where I had the girlfriend's car aligned. And I dropped her off to pick it up and said, hey, well, she went home, and I went to the hobby shop, then I went to her place, picked her up, and took her to her massage. So, anyhow, I got the coupe version of this. So, I imagine this is no different than the coupe kit, because the parts, everything looks the same. You know, the optional parts. Except for this has a hard top and stuff like that, because it's a convertible. So I think it shares like right here. Yeah, see, that's the same. Same kit. And you got your tires. You got your white letters, which, you know, are great for replacement tires, but wouldn't be accurate for 63, because white letters weren't a thing yet. It would have been white walls. And here's our taillight lenses. And these red things here are apparently custom lenses. Or they might even be some of the simplest door reflectors for the inside door, excuse me, door panels. Not sure. There's our body. Got the big old reinforcement to help with the shipping. But yeah, it's the same one-piece chassis. The only thing disappointing about a 63 convertible is you're not really going to differentiate it. Oh, you know what I mean? You won't be able to tell them apart from the other years that much, because what makes a 63 so special is that split window. And with the convertible, you lose that. So it's just another Stingray, honestly. I mean, I guess there's fine lines, like, you know, in the way the vents are shaped and focus, stuff like that, you could tell a 63 on, but it's not as noticeable as what I'm saying. Normally a 63 coupe is the only year with the split window. Yeah, they give you an up top, which is cool, and they give you a hard top version too, if you want to put that on. You got your hoods. You got a custom hood, and looks like 2 custom hoods. I don't know, is there a... Oh yeah, there's another stock hood. Okay, there are like 2 custom hoods in here. There we go. There's our other stock hood. See, it has 2 custom hoods. One with these little funky vents and one without. So yeah, I don't get it, but hey. But you know, it's your typical AMT kit of the era. Nothing special. I'm sure any of you that have been around as long as I have and built all these knows what's in here. I mean, it's a buildable kit. It's definitely not bad. Let's see our decals. What do we got? We got some flames. Let's do this. Here we go. A little less light works for these. They gave us gauges, which look pretty cool. We got these engine decals and emblems for the body, and a novelty Corvette plaque plate for the front, the gas cap, and then these custom stripes if you want to do that. We got plates. We got the State of Misery, as I call it. And the rest look like Cali plates. North Carolina and California. I don't think there's a model kit made that doesn't have at least one California plate in it. I like to see over the years, though, over the past several years, or decades now actually, that model companies started putting other than California and Illinois plates in their cars. Because, you know, Monogram was located in Illinois, so I swear to God, every one of their kits back in the day, Illinois, and California for some reason. And then some plate, you know, some were like always Michigan plates. AMT was great on that because that's where they were and all that. And they always did their plates where they were and very rarely did other states. Now I'm glad over the years they've started putting almost every state in the union. I've even had Hawaii plates, you know, which is cool because, you know, not everybody's located in the same place. But, yep. Oh, here's a little bit of advice too I wanted to go over with you guys. As hobbyists, some of us indulge in a few different hobbies. Me with the 125th, the 124th, and the 164th stuff. And if I had more money and time, I would probably indulge in stuff like a big old slot car track in the basement and a model trains and all that. You know, if I had endless funds and room in this house, believe me, I'd have something from every hobby known to man. And but my point is, let me get this back out. I put it away before I made my point. Okay, we got these custom taillights. I'm pretty sure that's what these are. I didn't consult the instructions, but I don't think they're anything else. But my point is, if you're into one of these hobbies, like model car hobbies, and you see a train show coming, In fact, I think there's one tomorrow near me. Sometimes it pays to go to model train shows, even if you're not into model trains. Especially if it's a free show and you don't have to pay to get in. Anyhow, the reason being is there's stuff that could be used to cross over in our hobbies, like those little taillights I showed you. Okay, yeah, of course they're for these scale cars, but they can make great custom taillights for the 1/64th customizers and train stuff, especially for dioramas. There's your ballast, your trees, your shrubs. There's little signs and all kinds of other stuff that is kind of can work for any scale. I remember in the model train world, we used to have a hobby shop here, Amer's Hobby, that had an extensive train section. That's mainly what they were. They were no more for trains than anything. I'd say 2/3 of their store were trains. And they had these little tiny lenses. I can't remember the name of the company. Very small. They were like for the locomotives and the cabooses and the signals along the track. And they had these little lenses that were like anywhere from the size of the head of a pin to like, 1/4 inch size or whatever. And they were red and amber and clear and really tiny, some of them. It'd be great stuff, for custom lenses for models. Like, hey, you lost these little lenses or you want something more realistic, you could find them. Use them in 1/64th, because a lot of 1/64th stuff, you do a custom, and you either got to use decals, which always look flat, or something. But, you get these nice little red lenses and stuff. And there's other stuff that'll cross over, like the vents for the locomotives, the little engine intake vents. I've seen guys use them as, inset them in the hoods and stuff as, louvered hood scoops and stuff. So don't let one hobby, define you. Don't let it confine you to one place. Like, oh, well, I don't like train stuff. I mean, hey, if the show is cheap or free, go ahead. Go check out a train show and look closely. It's time to think outside the box on that stuff. You'll really find out, like, whoa. And decals, that's another thing in the model railroad realm. Some of the decals, like for signage and sponsorship. Now, they have two kinds. They have, of course, the water slide decals. And then they have the rub-on ones. Rub-on decals give you a lot of options in the model car world. Now, the one option they don't give you is placement. Water slide decals, you can put them on, and you guys all know you could, as long as they stay fairly wet, you could do this. Perfect. Burnish them down where you want to be. With the rub-on dry transfers, you got one shot. In fact, half the time, as soon as you set it in place and say, is that it? And pick up the move, it may stick. So you really got to sort of pre-measure everything and maybe use tape to get your starting line before you peel the backing away. But the nice thing about the dry transfer decals is I wouldn't use them on a dragster or anything shiny or showy. But on a weathered vehicle, they're great because you can put them on a door of an old pickup. Because, they range from a size this big, for like a man door on a building to, this big to a billboard, an HO or an N scale, whatever. So you can put them on the side of a pickup, let's say, Smith's Welding and, repair. Well, you put them on a door of an old pickup truck, 1/25 scale pickup, and then you burnish them down and you could pick them off and, make it look like peeling paint. And plus, it's really nice on stuff with separate letters. Because us modelers know, like when something is lettered, like just like some block letters that says like, Johnson. Well, it always has that clear carrier, that holds it together. And, if you want to pick off individual letters or make it look like the paint faded through, you got that stupid carrier that kind of ruins the illusion. Now, you could cut them out individually and lay them on individually, which takes a lot of time. But with the rub-on decals, you could, place it on and rub it on, and then pick off the letters you want, clear coat over it. So there's, like I said, there's all kinds of ways to go. And the decals from these kits, for you 1/64th guys that do customizing, don't dismiss these decals. Now, a lot of them, of course, are way too big, but some of the smaller decals on the sheets come in really handy. I use a lot of those, because they're just perfect size. And you could take them, so you can go to a model, swap meet and find stuff where you can use in 1/64th and transfer over. So yeah, just a little advice, think outside the box, don't be confined to your one hobby. If you only have one, you could always think, hey, let me try this and let me try that, and you'll be amazed, Plus, another thing is sometimes at a model train show, Deuce will pass in front of the camera at a model train show. No, but what will happen is sometimes there's guys there selling other things besides train crap. Maybe they got into this temporarily. So they have a stack of models on a shelf with boxcars. Because I've been to model swap meets where they're selling train stuff. They always seem to cross over a little bit. I think there's a certain amount. If you're into something miniature, you're probably into something else miniature and something else too. I think there's a certain amount of crossover. Like I said, if I had the money, the time, and the space, this entire house would be a hobby shop. There'd be a big slot car layout of various scales. There'd be a train layout. There'd be RC cars. Excuse me, need a drink. Yeah, I'd go crazy. And I think the rest of you might too. But good logic and, money and time constraints and space says I can't afford to do all of it. Plus, I'd like to have a lot of real cars. So if I ever hit the Mega Lotto or the Powerball or anything, you know what's going to happen, right? I'm going to walk in the hobby shop and go, hey, Tom, give me 10 of everything. In fact, give me the shop. Yeah, everything. I'm serious. How much? You want to retire early? Well, for Tom, he's going on 86 years old, so I don't think it's early. It'll be like, you just want to retire today? Because you can retire today. And then I'd go to the other hobby shop up in Warren and Holland area and go, hey, hobby area, how much you want for it? Well, what item? All of them. Why not? I'd go online and order shit. I'd be on my phone on eBay going 10, or 20, 10 of these, 6 of these, 2 of these, 1 of those. I'd be going down to the, Mecum auction and the, what's the other big auction that's always on television. I'd be out there and getting classic cars and stuff. Not just for me, but for my buds, Take my friends out and go, hey, you want a cool car? Pick something. Bid on it. I don't care how much. Yeah, what the fuck? It's money. Especially at my age. I'm not going to live long enough to save it all. So let's have fun, So anyhow, rest of you, let me know in the comments. What other hobbies do you have? I mean, are you just the models? Are you the 1/64? Since I kind of show both on my channel, how many of you like both or just the one or dedicate to one scale only or, all that? Are you just die-cast? Are you plastic? Are you both? Do you have trains? Yeah, let me know. Just, let me know what else you're into. Like I said, I'm kind of into all of it. I really am. And, but I can't do it all. And, okay, well, I am probably going to take off here and, go put this stuff away and go play around. And Deuce passes in front of the camera again because that's what he does. Oh, by the way, speaking of hobbies, I know I keep saying I'm going, but what the hell? I was in the hobby shop today talking to Tom as I'm checking out. And there was a guy in front of me that just bought a bunch of train stuff. And he goes, oh, I'm going to go home. And with it being a cold weekend, I'm going to make good and spend it in the basement playing with my trains. I'm like, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I said, I'm going to go play with my toys, my models. So I told Tom, I said, hey, it keeps us out of trouble, right? He goes, yep. I said, speaking of hobbies, I said, you run a hobby shop. Do you do any of these? Are you a hobbyist at all? He looks at me and goes, nope. I said, really? He goes, well, I used to build the planes and fly them. In fact, some of his planes were hanging from the ceiling in the hobby shop. He goes, nah, he just got tired of it. And of course, at his age, I guess, he's probably not going to do it much anymore. He goes, yeah, I always joke with the wife, it's a good thing I'm not a gynecologist. So, yeah, I guess maybe if you've seen these things all day, maybe you wouldn't want to do it after work. I would. I'd probably be working on models at the counter if I owned a hobby shop. I'd probably be like, have a place in the back where I could, have a paint booth and between customers go back and paint stuff and assemble stuff and, show off my builds and stuff. And I'd probably be going crazy. I'd be playing with slot cars and stuff and trains on the display, and I'd be having fun. I bet some of you would too. So let me know if you owned a hobby shop. Would you be playing with the hobbies? Okay, well, hey, I am going to take off now for sure. Put some of this stuff away and maybe work on my USAC build a little bit and get ready for bed later. And hopefully I can get up in the morning and get some other stuff done. So, well, thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you sat through this and not minded me babbling on like a fool and all that good stuff. I'm going to go chill out. So you chill out too. Have a good night and stay warm if you're cold and keep cool if you're warm and all that. Be good to each other and peace out. Bye-bye.